After leaving Battleship Memorial Park, we eased ourselves out onto Old State Route 98, then across Alabama, across into Florida, Road 98, all the way across the Panhandle of Florida, over through the moss hanging through the trees and the tall pines. Beautiful ride going across there. And just a FYI for everybody, if you've got a fire pit at home or fireplace or wood stove, when you get in an area like that where you've got all the tall pines, grab you a Walmart bag or a trash bag or something and load yourself up on the pine cones. They're free for the taking, and they are the best fire starters you've ever used. No sense in going to the store and spending money on those fire sticks and everything. You don't need them if you have pine cones. They burn hot and fast and will start a fire quicker than anything out there. And like I said, they're free. Anyway, we went on across, headed down around the corner in Florida, down through the Big Bend, started heading down towards Newport Richey, Tarpon Springs, and hooked up with Kim and John Jakes down there. So enjoy the ride across here with us, and we'll get some stuff coming up with Kim and John right around the corner for you guys. Welcome to episode 3 of the Backroads USA podcast and tour. Glad y'all are coming along today. Hopefully we got some stuff to entertain you a little bit. So you saw the video there. We left Mobile, Alabama, went across 98 there, had a good ride across there, just enjoying the weather, and hit a couple spots of rain, but all in all it wasn't too bad. So on the 10-4 magazine article that Kim and John Jakes did, they did that with us when we were up at Tony's show, up in Bristol at the Large Cars and Guitar show. And Kim wrote that article with the help of John, and they took a bunch of really nice pictures and everything up there. We had a great time with them, so we had wanted to include them on this trip when we went down through Florida there, because we did go right through their town. And so Kim and John invited us over to the house, fixed a big old nice homemade spaghetti dinner for us, which was delicious. Let us use their showers and get cleaned up and everything. And then we got Kim and John. Now, if you know John and Kim, I think most everybody does. They've been out here in the industry for a long time. John had a beautiful W900, purple W900, that he pulled reefer for years. And he finally sold and retired. And Kim drove a classic Freightliner, classic XL Freightliner that was painted purple. And man, she trucked out here for a long time too. Well, they're retired now and living the beach life down in Florida. Got a beautiful place down there. So we hooked up with them, and Kim and John both came out, did a little time behind the wheel in the bus. And Kim, I'm proud to say, is the first woman that's been behind the wheel, excuse me, the wheel of the bus. And she had a great time with it. So we got some video coming up with that. And after leaving there, we headed down to Orlando. Landstar had their big BCO Allstar event that they do for the Million Milers and Road Stars down there. We'll have some highlights from that for the Landstar folks out there. And then we ended up going over to Rainey's Chrome Shop after that, and got some cool stuff to talk about there. And so anyway, let me get these other videos rolling for you guys, and you can kind of check out what Kim and John did with the bus. All right, back to the Coming Home Coach on the Backroads USA podcast and tour. Today we have Kim Jakes with us. She's the one that did our interview in 10-4 magazine. I'm going to be doing the interview for Line Hall Station in 10-4 magazine. And we have her significant other, Mr. John Jakes himself. Probably almost everybody knows. Everybody knows his big old purple W900. So, Mr. John Jakes, I'm not going to take your attention away from what you're doing, but what do you think about driving the bus compared to the truck?
I feel like Ralph Crandon from Honeymooners. It's got a bigger view of a windshield. And where's my hood?
Exactly. Yeah, there's no hood out there. Transmission coupled to that 2-stroke Detroit's a little different, isn't it?
Versus the Caterpillar.
Yeah, versus the kitty cat. So, yeah, we're going to let John run the wheel here for a little bit. We're just driving around in Central Florida, and then here in a little bit we will put Miss Kimberly Jakes behind the steering wheel and have a new adventure. So, see y'all soon. Welcome back to Backroads USA podcast and tour. We are still rolling around in Florida. Now we have Mr. John Jakes riding shotgun. We have Scooter over here being Scooter's normal lazy self. And up here in the driver's seat, we have Miss Kimberly Jakes. So Kim is the first woman to drive the Coming Home Coach. Last thing Kim drove was a Freightliner Classic. She's been off the road a few months now, haven't you? XL, yes. And now we got her up here in the 1984 Greyhound bus, putting along with the 5-speed manual and the 2-stroke Detroit. So tell us, Kim, what do you think about driving the bus compared to driving the truck?
Well, there isn't a hood, as John said.
Yep, no hood.
No hood. But I remember driving, I am gonna use
little
brag
accelerator.
so much, and it's like,
there you go.
Okay, there we go.
That's all right. You got to grind one every once in a while. That's part of the game. Part of the game.
Yeah, that was doing so good. But no, I remember driving a cab over, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's been 100 years ago, and it's so cool. This thing rides so nice. It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to believe this thing's 42 years old when you ride down the road and feel how good it rides.
Oh yeah, way better than the truck. A lot of trucks today.
Yep.
And yeah, it's an honor to get to drive her. This is so cool. So cool.
Yeah, and guys, by the way, Kim was the one that did the article on the truck and the bus in the June edition of 10-4 magazine. And she's also going to be doing an interview for Jeff over at Line Hall Station in 10-4 magazine. So if you haven't checked out 10-4 magazine, definitely do that.
Go check out Trucker Talk.
Yep, check out Trucker Talk. So we're just going to have fun here in Florida for a little bit. You guys have a good day, and we will talk to you all soon. We departed with Kim and John. We took off, ran across, let's say we took 50 across, and headed over to Orlando for the Landstar Allstar BCO event, which is an event they do every year to honor the 1 million milers, 2 million milers, 3 million milers, and the Roadstar award recipients. And it's something that they've, man, I'll tell you, a lot of you guys really don't know that much about Landstar, but Landstar people definitely do know what I'm going to talk about. When they go out for their drivers, they go all out. I mean, it's a black tie, 5-star resort. They take care of everything, entertainment, food, cocktails. I mean, it's off the chain. We wanted to go this year because a good friend of ours that was, well, he's been a Landstar longer than I was, or longer than I have been, Greg Nelson. And this is going to be his last year. He's retiring. Now, I understand he is going to stay involved in doing events like this because, well, nobody can do it like Greg can. But when I found out he was retiring, I said I would not miss this event. I wanted to be there no matter what. And my buddy Matthew Mickenberg got his 1 Million Mile Award. Vinny Bascone got 1 Million Miler and Roadstar. So we want to go down and kind of celebrate with some of our friends. We had another buddy of ours, a retired guy, Al Cliver. He was down there. And just a lot of great people that we know. So we went down there and hung out and had a great time down there. Drank too much, partied too much, ate too much, but had a great time. So, man, I don't know. I'm not out here recruiting for Landstar, but I've been with them 24 years now, and man, I got nothing bad to say about them. Like every company, there's been some changes over the years, but all in all, you couldn't ask for a better place to lease to. And I can say there's a lot of people there that they're like my trucking family, and even when they retire, yeah, I'm talking about you, Greg Nelson. I'll always keep you as a friend, man, because we've had a lot of conversations over the years and seen a lot of changes. So anyway, I just wanted to give a plug in there on that because we had a really good time down there. Man, I just wanted to throw this clip in here. This is a really cool drive. We came into Vegas the other morning to make a delivery with Freebird. So yeah, the view's a little different out the windshield there. This is one of the places I'm really excited about bringing the bus out to. Just right now, the temperatures are ranging between 110 and 118 for the highs. I'm a little concerned about bringing the bus out here in this crazy ass heat. So we're gonna let the weather break a little bit and kind of cool down out here a little bit before we bring the bus out to the west. But I'm really looking forward to this drive and coming out and cutting some of the back roads out here on the west coast of the bus. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. There's some beautiful scenery out here. So after that brief West Coast interlude, we'll get back to the business at hand. You know, as many years as I've been trucking and running around, I love running the West Coast. Now, I'll never move out there because, you know, my home's in Missouri. I'm 4th generation where I'm at. and that's the place where I truly feel comfortable and grounded at. But when it comes to trucking or being out in the bus, I really love the West Coast. The scenery, the climate, everything about it. Okay, this time of the year, it's not the most pleasant. The high temperatures are insane out here right now. But man, in the wintertime, it's nice to run out here. And we're really looking forward to getting out here with the bus. And, you know, there's been so many places that I've been out here with the truck and places that I haven't been allowed to go with the truck that I'm really looking forward to get out the bus, especially up in Northern California, up towards Yosemite, up in that area. You know, there's a Highway 395 going up to Reno. As much as we run up there and pick up slot machines coming out of Reno up there, you know, in the summertime, most guys will take 6 over through Bishop and run up around the mountain pass. Now in the wintertime, it's almost a necessity. But in the summertime, even though it's a little bit quicker to run out and around up through Nevada there, I'll stay on 395 and go up through California, up past Yosemite, because I just love the drive up there. There's a big old wide pullover on top of the mountain, and many times I've stopped up there and cranked open the windows on the truck and just had the screens going in the sleeper with the fan running up there and cook my dinner and grab my chair and sit outside and eat. It's just a really awesome place. And we're looking forward to getting up there with the bus and seeing some of the back roads and scenery that, you know, some of the places I can't get to with the truck. But anyway, after we left Orlando down there, we went up to Rainey's Chrome Shop in Ocala, Florida. Kim and John had just recently been up there for their truck show, and they wanted us to stop by, so we went up and met the owner, Joel, yes, and a really nice young man came out and spent some time with us, looked at the bus, and it seemed like he was really excited about what we're doing here and some of the future plans we have for the podcast. In fact, he sent his media man, Wilhelm, out, and Wilhelm did a big interview with me, and we spent a lot of time just hanging out and talking. And it's kind of funny because when I ordered Freebird back in 2017, August of 2017 is when I put the order in, and Kenmore started building the truck, and then it went up to ARI to get the sleeper built and put on it. I was actually ordering parts for Freebird before the truck was even built, like brake knobs and things like that, you know, things that were color matched to the truck. So yeah, I was ordering from Rainey's for a truck that wasn't even built yet, and that was crazy because I got all the stuff coming to the house, and I just got to wait for the truck to get there so I could start putting it on. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, we had a great time up there at Rainey's and hung out for a while. And I think when they do their truck show next year, I'm pretty sure we will be showing up for that. It sounds like a really good time. And so anyway, just moving on from one thing to the other, after we left Rainey's, we headed up towards the house there and just took our time coming up. Did actually run a little interstate going home, because we were kind of slightly under the gun to get back and get everything ready to go with the truck. And I was really impressed because coming back from Florida, you know, it's not real hilly, but we got a little over 7 miles to the gallon, almost 7.3 miles to the gallon with the old bus. And I think I mentioned in the other video, I was really concerned about Monteagle because, you know, I have no idea how the cooling system is on the bus, when the last time the radiators were flushed out. And that bus has a radiator on each side in the rear. And then it has air-operated shutters that old truck drivers know what I'm talking about. And for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. It has shutters on the side, in between the body panels, where it's like a mesh perforated, whatever you want to call it, got the little holes in the metal, so the air can flow in there. So in the wintertime, when the engine temperature is low, the shutters will close and let the engine build heat. And then as you're driving down the road and the engine temperature starts to go up, the shutters will open and let airflow come in, and that's what keeps the engine cool. Then you've got big squirrel cage fans over the top of the engine that blow down, so instead of having a fan blade like you used to see it in a car or a truck, this has big fans over the top of it, the blowers that blow down on top to kind of keep everything cooled down. But anyway, we got to Monteagle, 88 degrees when we hit the hill, and we were coming up the east side, which is the steep one. And you know, when we climbed it, I dropped down to 4th gear, kept it about 43, 45 miles an hour, topped the hill. Temperature never got over 185 degrees, which that's the prime operating temperature for a diesel engine. And I kind of joked about it. I said, well, it either got hot and the gauge just doesn't go any higher than 185, maybe it sticks there, or she did a great job coming up over the hill. So we're really happy about that. But we got back home, got the truck loaded up, got it packed up, went down to Houston, Texas, picked up some stuff, took it up to Michigan for an office move. Then we headed over to Philadelphia for a big show out here at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. So that video you saw that I just had up was coming up from Kingman, Arizona, up in towards Hoover Dam. And that's when you start down the mountain there, dropping down towards Hoover Dam. And Hoover Dam's kind of down a little valley there, and then you start back up the climb again. But that's one of the roads that I've always really loved coming up through there. As you can see from the camera shot in the truck, it's getting rough as hell up there. Arizona and Nevada really need to step up their game and get some of their roads fixed. But I can say that about a lot of the states out here. But just thought I'd share that with you guys. And let me see, what else are we going to do today? Bull snot. Anybody who follows me knows I'm a big fan of bull snot products. And I was talking to Van the other day, and I promote a lot for him. And the reason I do is because I believe in his stuff. I will never promote for a product that I don't believe in. I would not sell out if somebody could offer me a ton of money to promote their product, and if I think it's junk, I will not do it. I will only promote for products that work and products that I believe in. And like Easy Claw, Patriot Lift, Air Dog fuel systems, I use all these, and they are great systems. They're great products. But I was talking to Van the other day, and we've known each other for, it's been a few years now that I've been promoting for him. And so he made an offer to me, and I'm going to pass it on to you guys. There will be on the sponsors tab on the webpage for cominghome1965.com, there will be a button on there for bull snot. And if you press that button, it'll take you directly to Bull Snot's website. And if you type in, I think it's Backroad or Backroads 15, I'll have that clarified here in a few days. But anyway, it'll take you to his website. You type in that code, and you get 15% off of any Bull Snot products you order off the website. So some of my friends out there, I know some of you guys order this stuff by like the case, or you mix and match cases of different product. So if you go to my website now and click over to him, type in that code, you'll get 15% off. So anyway, we're going to step back for a second. Got a couple of things to do, and then we will be right back out with you. So I've had quite a few people ask me, when you're going to buy a bus that's 42 years old or 50 years old or whatever, how do you know what you're getting? All right, number one, and this is, I don't think anything could be more important than this. If you go to look at a bus that you're interested in buying and converting, or maybe one that's already converted, man, don't crawl underneath that thing when it's sitting on the ground. They're very, very dangerous. They sit low to the ground. Most of them are notorious for having air leaks. It takes a while to get all those air leaks fixed. You can air one up, crawl underneath that thing, and the next thing you know, your family's getting a really bad phone call. They're dangerous, so make sure, if you're gonna go look at a bus, if you're interested in buying one, get that thing to a shop that has a pit, where you can get underneath it and look at it. And some of the things you want to look for on the older coaches, especially if they were running parts of the country where they were exposed to a lot of weather. Look for rot underneath, like all around all the suspension joints, bushings, things like that. These things were built really tough. I mean, really tough. They've lasted a long time, and I mean, there's a lot of buses from the 50s, the old Cena Cruisers, the 60s, the 4104s, and I mean, they're still out there running up and down the road, doing a damn good job of it. But don't crawl underneath one unless you're absolutely sure you have it jacked up and blocked up properly where it can't air down and squash you, because they are dangerous to get underneath. There's service manuals still available for these things. There's tons of online information. But if you do go out and look at one, look at any place that suspension attaches and look for rot underneath, any kind of rust or anything like that. A big problem that a lot of the MCI 8s and 9s had was back where the motor sets into the cradle at, there's it's kind of like a ladder type girder on each side that's a framework in there. And they were notorious for breaking, but that's not a deal breaker. That's not a bad thing. A decent welder can get in there and weld a few little gussets up in there and take care of that. It's not a big issue. Mine actually has one broken on it right now that I need to address, but I was talking to a buddy of mine that used to be a Greyhound mechanic back when my dad was driving for Greyhound, and he said they've seen them come in like that, push them things out of the shop and run them all the way across the country, and they were still okay. It is something that needs to be addressed, but it's not an immediate problem. So, for any of you that are out looking at the old buses and have an interest in buying one and converting it, and they're really not expensive to get into. They are a little expensive to maintain. Parts are hard to get for them. There's a guy by the name of Luke up at U.S. Coach in Vineland, New Jersey. And if you do decide to buy a bus, this guy will be your best friend. They have a good supply of parts up there, and he's very knowledgeable. I think he told me he's been messing with buses since 1963. So he's definitely got the knowledge, and if he doesn't have something, he can quite often steer you in the right direction to get something. I ordered my brakes from him, ordered new airbags from him. A lot of the little valves and cylinders we had that we found were leaking that couldn't be rebuilt, we ordered from him. But even like with a lot of the Skinner valves, air wiper motors, things like that, all those parts are still obtainable, and they're not that hard to get. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to rebuild some of these little things. It's usually a couple O-rings and a couple washers. And I can tell you this, anything that's towards the engine compartment on that bus, anything that was back there in that engine bay is not going to be rusted up. Those old Detroits leak enough oil that everything back there is well lubed. Everything comes apart real easy. You take it apart, you clean it, you put in the new O-rings and the washers and put it back together. So I did want to pass that information on because I've had a lot of people asking me about, is it dangerous to buy an old one? Are you getting in over your head? And not if you do just a little bit of groundwork first. Like I said, if somebody's interested in selling one, they're going to be more than willing to let you take that thing to a nearby shop where you can get it over a pit, get underneath it, take a good look at it with a flashlight. And if they're not willing to let you take that thing out and look at it, it's probably not the coach you want to buy. So just wanted to pass that information on to you, and maybe it'll help some of you folks that are interested in buying one and maybe doing something on down the road with it. Hey folks, after 40 years and 4 million miles without an accident of doing this job, I just want to share something with you guys. When I started doing this, I had people like my dad and Corky and Mouse and some other great mentors that just constantly threw information at me. And that information is stuff that I think about every day out here. I don't set out to think about it, but it's just ingrained into me from all the years of hearing it. And one of the things that I'd like to talk about today is complacency. Every day we get out and we do this job, and I don't care if you're in an 80,000 pound truck or in your four-wheeler driving to work or motorcycle or RV or whatever, complacency is the biggest enemy we have. Because something, you get in a hurry and you do something and you get away with it. And you may get away with it hundreds of times, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. And who knows who could get hurt or killed because of your complacency. So when you find yourself maybe having to hit your brakes a little bit too hard too often, or maybe swerve to keep from tail ending somebody or something, check and make sure that you haven't allowed yourself to get into a bad habit. Maybe you're on your way to work and commuter traffic sucks, and maybe you're spending a little too much time looking down at your phone, answering a text message or something. Man, just set it down. Just set it down, because at the end of the day, no family deserves to get that phone call that maybe you're not going to be coming home because you looked down to answer a text, or maybe you were just in a hurry trying to get to the next pickup or delivery or whatever, and you just got in a hurry and weren't thinking about what the responsibilities are of being out on the road and holding that wheel. And there's a lot of responsibility that goes with it. I don't care what you're driving. So folks, just be safe out there. Just, the time you spend behind the wheel, it may be the majority of your life, or it may be 20 minutes a day, but it all still counts. And in just a matter of a second or two, everything can change for you. So just be careful. Don't be complacent. Check yourself. What's the old saying? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Just be careful out here. And that's just something I can't stress enough out here. I have people, every truck driver does, they cut in front of us so close that we lose sight of them for a half a second there, just because they're in a hurry. They cut right in front of you, they crowd you, and that's part of being a truck driver. It's something that you deal with every day. But folks, think about what you're doing out here. Because like I said, no family deserves to get that phone call. Thanks for listening. This episode of Backroads USA Podcast and Tour has been brought to you in part by Production Trans Management. They are your tour transportation specialists, powered by Landstar. When the show can't stop, neither can your transportation partner. At Production Trans Management, a Landstar agent, TPO, they understand that every mile matters. With more than 10 years of experience as a Landstar agent, they built their reputation by delivering dependable professional transportation solutions for the entertainment production industries. They don't chase quantity, they prioritize quality. Their carefully selected fleet of experienced trucks and professional drivers is dedicated to ensuring your freight arrives safely, on time, and ready for the next stop. From concert tours and live productions to steel hauling and team driver expedited freight, they specialize in moving the loads that demand precision and reliability. They also provide transportation solutions for trade show exhibits, blanket wrap shipments, open deck freight, heavy haul and overweight loads, and other specialized commodities. No matter the cargo, their commitment remains the same: exceptional communication, experienced drivers, and transportation you can trust. When your business depends on flawless execution, partner with a team that understands the importance of every deadline. Production Trans Management: experience, reliability, and performance on every mile. Well, folks, that's just about a wrap on episode 3. So, got some cool stuff coming up here. Let me get my little notepad here and tell you what we got going on the next one. Before I get into that, I do want to talk to you for just a minute. I don't know how many of you guys know Trucker G, but he did our web design for our site, cominghome1965.com. And Trucker G, like me, been out here for a long time driving trucks. The man is a wealth of wisdom and good knowledge, not bullshit knowledge. There's a lot of that out here. He's full of good knowledge. So he's got a website called 4 Truckers by Truckers. That's the number 4 Truckers by Truckers. And he's got a bunch of tools on there that are handy for, I mean, more than handy. They're almost a necessity for any driver out here, whether you be a company driver, owner operator, or whatever. And he's got like 7 out of 10 of the tools are actually free. Cost per mile analyzer, settlement analyzer. You know, a lot of folks out here have gotten by for years without really knowing what their operating costs are. And folks today, with fuel costs the way it is, I mean, out here on the West Coast right now, it's like $6.99 a gallon at the pumps. Folks really need to know what they're spending out here. It's as tough as it's ever been. So, guys, 4 Truckers by Truckers. And he's not just 100% geared to the trucking industry. He also does web design. So if anybody out there is needing a website done or something, Trucker G's the guy you need to go to. He has been a huge help to us getting our deal up and rolling, and I couldn't have done it without him. I really couldn't, because I had no idea. I went into this totally blind. I'm just an old redneck who's trying to bring something cool out there. And you know, if you guys are watching the podcast, you know what our main goal here is, and that is it didn't start out to try to make money, but now we do want to make money, because once it goes past my trucker salary, which is meager to say the least, we're going to be sending any money we make to St. Jude's Research Center, animal rescue. I mean, anybody who follows me knows about Scooter, my little Staffordshire Terrier that was a rescue. And you know, animal rescue is a huge thing to me. And you know, since I started riding out with Dad to Memphis, St. Jude's Research Center is a heavy hitter for me. So there is nothing more. I don't think anything would make me happier than to be able to drive up in front of St. Jude's Research Center in that bus and hand them a big old check for what we're doing out here. So, and it's all about you guys, you know. You guys watch this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's make some money. Not for me, but to give to these people that really need it. I've said from the very beginning, when somebody said this could generate some revenue, I'm like, yeah, but that's not me. I don't really care. I've never been about money my entire life. Money has never been at the top of my list. All I want to do is just survive out here, pay my bills, and enjoy life. So y'all subscribe, like, all that stuff you got to do on YouTube, and let's get some money. Let's get some money for St. Jude's Research Center and for animal rescue. And man, there's so many great charities out here that I would love to give to, and not just not in my name, but in y'all's name. Everybody who enjoys this content and likes it, man, let's do this. I think we got something really cool going here with the back road and everything. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of that soapbox. On the next episode, a good friend of mine, Bert Gower, who is actually on this tour with us in Las Vegas right now. Back in the days, Bert was a horse hauler, not just your average livestock hauler, but they hauled some very high dollar horses that went to different races, and very, very high dollar horses. So I was able to corner him up in Pennsylvania. We sat down and did a really cool interview. He had some great stories to tell, and I think some of you might find it pretty interesting, the things he had to talk about. When we left Westchester coming out here to Las Vegas, we had to stop by the house. I had to go renew my CDL, and while we were there, we jumped in the bus, and I thought, we keep talking about all this back road stuff. I mean, I live in a part of the country that's got some really cool history and some beautiful back roads. To me, Missouri, we got it going on for scenic roads in Missouri. So we jumped in the bus, took a little day trip out to one of the small towns around there that has some amazing history. So we've got some content there that we're going to share with you. And then when we were up in Westchester, Pennsylvania, just happened to stumble across a helicopter museum right by a little local airport. So me and Bert and another buddy of mine, Dale, we fired up our little scooters and our electric bikes, and we went to the helicopter museum. So I got some pretty cool content to share with you from that. So anyway, that's a wrap on episode 3, and we will see you next time on episode 4. Thank you very much for riding along. We're having fun with this, and we hope you are too.